Hi everyone, it's JB Broderick from Network Now and White Glove Publicity, and today I am with one of the sponsors of our October 5th Step Into Greatness conference, James Lucas of Grape Cat. Hopefully we'll be joined by our top sponsor, Laura Templeton of 30 Second Success. We also have another spotlight sponsor, Esther Hughes of the Center for Elite Women Communicators, but she is not available today. She is actually at a funeral, so she can't get on. We're going to talk about how to evaluate sponsorship opportunities, how to make the most of them, get publicity, get eyes on your brand. So James, your kitchen is torn up. Oh my God. Let me see if Laura can get on. James, you have been a sponsor a few times now, right? Oh, there we go, Laura. Yay.
Yay, Laura's on.
Yeah. So James, why do you keep sponsoring Network Now events? What are we doing right, my friend?
I think what you do right is just that you have amazing events and you get amazing people to show up at them. So you're really doing a lot of stuff correctly. Okay.
So what kind of publicity is most important to you? Traffic to your website, people knowing you, access to influencers, just your logo recognition on social?
Right now, it's most important for people just to learn who the company is and what we stand for. So that's why I wanted to sponsor it. 85% of my customers are women, so that helps that, you know, I'm talking directly to my base.
Right.
You know, for October, I wanted to sponsor because you're going to have 4 reporters there, and there's no better way to get in front of people than to sponsor it.
That's right. That's right. And it's all about the story, right?
Yep.
You got to tell stories so people can share those stories forward. Okay, so have you sponsored events other than Network Now events, and how do you evaluate them? What kind of questions do you ask? Do you ask questions?
I don't ask a lot of questions. I pretty much just do my research and see if they align with what the company stands for, because we do a lot of veg fests. So I kind of see how much the sponsorship is, and if it's really a good balance between what I'm paying for and what I'm getting. I mean, a lot of the sponsorships at these veg fests are $1,000, and all they do is, you know, they'll put you on a Facebook page for one shot. So it doesn't seem like an equal value. But for like October's event, you said you're gonna promote it from now until October. Well, you can't beat that penny for penny. And then to actually have a table to show my products at the event and my logo's up on the screen, I mean, it can't be any better than that right there. That's the best bargain I've seen.
Damn straight. The whole reason I do what I do is to put the spotlight on people that are doing awesome things. So we try to make it so that it's kind of a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's definitely a no-brainer with the sponsorship for this event.
Yeah. Laura's not going to join us. So.
She gave up.
Well, Laura, why don't you type questions in or comments about why you chose to be top sponsor? Well, one thing I'll share, I don't know if you want me to share, but she asked me, she said, I'm looking at the sponsorships and I'm kind of thinking I want to be the top sponsor, but maybe I should be a spotlight sponsor. What do you think? So all I wrote back was, how big a game do you want to play? And that solved that for her, because she wants to play a bigger game. So she decided to be a top sponsor. She gets to introduce the speakers who are media and rock star entrepreneurs, as well as top members of Network Now. Yeah, huge value, same as you said, huge opportunity. That's awesome. Okay, so Laura, have you ever looked at sponsorships at other organizations, and how do you evaluate what you're going to get out of it? Because it's not, you know, back in the day, people would think of sponsorships as you just give money and you're supporting the event. That's not what it's about for me. It's about publicity, and making sure that you get brand awareness and prospective clients. Did you have your call with Jen Grover?
No.
Laura's saying that she was privileged to get an amazing call with Jen. So it sounds like she had it already. That's amazing. Yeah. So one of the things I gave to sponsors at the Jen Grover workshop was 20 minutes on the phone with Jen, which you don't get otherwise. It's like I was saying in the Facebook Live interview I just did. You want to be networking and building relationships and helping people that are higher in the food chain than you. That's how you become a market leader, is by helping influencers who are ahead of you. And then you just keep going. And then once you're at their level, then you go to the next level and the next level and you get there. Oh, good. I want to hear about that call. That's awesome. She had her call, James. You got to do it.
I keep emailing her, and then she responds with, "Are you free tomorrow?" And I say yes, and then I don't hear a time or anything. And then she says she got busy. So
does she have your phone number? Because the way Jen is so, with busy people, you got to just kind of be flexible. Like the media, the same thing. You have to be ready, like media ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready when.
Okay. So she may just call you. You need to just be there to answer the phone. That's how
okay.
She doesn't schedule calls with me either. She'll just call me and I have to answer or I miss it.
Okay.
Yeah. She's doing 8,000 things. That's how, when you're trying to build relationships with influencers, you have to realize how busy they are and how much they have coming at them. So you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes and be flexible. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm flexible. It's just I didn't know how it worked. Like if I just locked down a time and then that's when she called, or it's just.
It's kind of, she gave you a day range.
Yeah.
Let's see. We wanted to talk about how to drive sales. So one thing you can do when you're a speaker or a sponsor at a Network Now event, what you can do is have a call to action, right? Even if you're like at an event somewhere, just putting your stuff in a goodie bag, always have a call to action. So what is that? So is it a go to my website and I'll give you free shipping, or come to my table and enter for a chance to win something? So you want to get them to give you you want them to give you their email address at a minimum, or get them to your website somehow to then get them on your email list, or somehow get them to have a conversation with you. Let's see. Laura's saying call to action is important, something they can only get as an event attendee. Yeah, so, with marketing, when you have scarcity marketing, it really pushes people to take action. So if you say today only, you don't want to sound like a used car salesman, but when you say today only, or for the first 10, like Mari Carmen was a speaker recently in San Diego, and she said for the first 10 people, you're going to get a bonus. Well, she had 11 people sign up for her program, which is $1,000 right there on the spot. So 10 of them got the bonus. It's awesome. So that pushed them to race and storm the table, right? Because it was, so she's saying, Laura's suggesting a discount if they sign up for a package within 24 to 48 hours. You could do a discount. I prefer to go the other way and give a bonus or add value rather than cutting the price. But I do cut the price for early bird. Yeah, so look at it, how to give them more value rather than, so I don't know if you've seen Sue Geyer's bonus sheets. When she did a public speaking workshop here at the house, she did it as a publicity client of mine, and she was able to pitch them, if you want to work with me further, here's a package I offer, and this is how much it is. But if you sign up today, and since you're here, I'll give it to you for this. So she did lower the price for that group. So she did what you suggested, Laura, but then she also added bonuses. She had a whole page of them. So you sign up today, you also get this. Just makes people make a decision. You're in or you're out. Get on or get off.
That helped me sign up for her event when when she had her event in March, just saying that, you could have a VIP day for her if the first 7 people. And I was like, okay, I'm the first one at that table then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, VIP day is huge. Get to work on your business with her all day. Let's see. So brand awareness. What other things are you doing, James, to get people to be aware of your brand?
Besides social media, I do events. So this Saturday, I'm going to Brooklyn for a vegan shop up. I'm going down to Charlottesville, Virginia for their eco fair that they have. And then we'll be in Baltimore for the Baltimore Veg Fest and Worcester for the New England Veg Fest.
Okay.
And then we'll be in New York for the New York City Veg Fest. So the next 5 or 6 weekends are just packed with me being gone.
Okay. So you're going to the people that already like vegan.
Yep.
Smart. Right. So when you're evaluating sponsorship opportunities, you want to make sure the audience is right. That's the first step, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you've determined it's the right audience, you want to find out what the event organizer is going to do for you. So if it's literally just announcing your name, well, how much is that worth? You have to kind of put a price tag on everything. Versus, do you get to have online publicity? Well, if they offer online publicity, like a link to your site from an event page, or if they offer to share it on social media, the way we do, how many followers do they have? How much website traffic do they have? So if they have 2 followers, then they're posting it on social media. It doesn't really help you because no one's seeing it. But if they have 5,000 connections on LinkedIn, like I do, that's a big difference. Then you have a much bigger network. So it's always good for whether you're sponsoring or networking with people. You always want to go to the person that has the biggest network and the most impact. So like the PA, a little off topic here, but the PA conference for women, I go there not to learn, although I do learn a few things, but I go there to network. The first thing I do is at each room I go in, I go and talk to the speakers. So when I pick which rooms I'm going to go to, I look and see who's speaking. Who do I want to meet? So that's how I met Lorraine Ballard Morrill of iHeartMedia, who recently hosted Network Now at the Philadelphia radio stations. I met her because I went to her event, her speaking gig there, and then stormed the table and made sure that she got to know me and followed up with her and just kept in touch with her and helped her with sharing her stuff. We're going to Daily Worth in a month. So I met her at PA Conference for Women too. I had heard of her through Jen Groover, but I hadn't met her in person, so I made sure I went to see her speak. So if you want people to take notice, you need to participate in their programs and you need to show up and make that effort. All right, let's see what Laura has to say here. She says, social media, networking, like and share other people's content, and they'll respond in kind. Follow-up is huge. Connecting with media is very important to your brand. Yeah. Have you had any media coverage? Anything in print, James, or TV or radio?
No, not really.
No newspaper at all?
No, I haven't. I sent out, when we first started the company, I sent out press releases, but I never got any response from them.
Okay. You may want to target vegan publications and send in your story.
It probably needs to be rewritten now that we've been around for 3 years. So it probably needs to go out again now that we're more of a company that's been around.
Right. Well, you just have to decide you can't do all types of marketing. So are you going to do writing, or are you going to do speaking, or are you going to do shows like you do sponsorships like you do? You do networking, you do that.
Yeah.
You can't do them all. You just pick a few to focus on, so you do them well.
Yeah. So I've been focusing on local networking, and we make a lot of money at the event, so that's very important to our company.
Yeah, you got to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Pitch to the radio, press releases, article submissions. Yeah. Jamie, would you consider a training on how to pitch to media? Actually, Debbie Getz taught one, so I'd be happy to do it again. What we did was I have a video of our event from a few years ago where Jen Groover, again, was the moderator, and Jen Frederick from Fox, Luann Kahn from NBC at the time, and Lynn Doyle from It's Your Call with Lynn Doyle at the time were the panel. And I think that was one of the best events we've had. And I had a professional videographer there, and I have it on video. So what we did for the event is we watched that piece about how to attract the media here at my house, and then we had an hour follow-up with Debbie Getz on how to pitch. So I think we should do that again. Yes. What do you think, Laura? Yes. Yes, she agrees. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what else we wanted to talk about. We talked about audiences a little. Make sure you have a niche audience. So you choose. Yours is pretty easy. You said you know that your sales come mostly from women. So you go to women audiences. And then you also go to those that are interested in vegan. Laura, what kind of audience are you looking for? I'm assuming small business owners, but what industry or what level are they at? Are they just starting out so they don't have a clear message yet? So what Laura does at 30 Seconds Success is she teaches, well, she could probably say it better than me, but since she's not on camera, I'm going to have to fake it till I make it. She helps people deliver a 30-second elevator pitch. Business owners, sales teams, anyone who struggles with answering, so what do you do? Okay, good. So the audience of Network Now is perfect for that. Because, yeah, one thing I think I do that I shouldn't be doing is that I do too much. So some people, they niche down so narrow. For like one of our guests, our February VIP was Sue B. Zimmerman. She teaches Instagram for business. That's it. That's all she does. And it's so narrow, but it's like so clear on what she does. Whereas I've got membership and connections and publicity and coaching, online and social visibility. It's like, so I was training my staff yesterday. I'm a new staff in, and they both left like with their head going like, oh my God. And that was just a piece of it. Like, oh, there's lots that goes on behind the scenes here at the mothership of Network Now. I got like everything sending me notifications. I got my laptop telling me one thing, my phone telling me another. So James, what do you want to add to the conversation?
Well, I would just like to promote Laura because she helped me with my 30-second commercial. And I thought at first I could just use it for networking when I meet people. But I've used it for promotional items. I've used it for my website. I've used it for a radio commercial. So it can really be expanded, not only for networking, but also it can be used for many different ways.
That's Laura. Actually, you should offer, even though it could be the same message, you should offer different packages. So one could be what to say when you get on the radio, how to explain what you do on the radio, so that people think that they can do it in networking events, but maybe once the video camera gets on them, or once they get on a microphone for radio, they don't know what to say, and it could be a little different. You want to talk in sound bites when you're on media.
Yeah, and Laura really helps you. She writes 3 or 4 versions of the commercial. She writes a couple sentences that you can move around. So you can mix it up. You can say it different ways. You can, give one sentence in the beginning and, just totally jigsaw puzzle it back together. And it's still going to make sense, and it's still going to get your point across.
Oh, that's awesome. This has turned into a testimony for Laura, which is great because Laura is the top sponsor, so it should be all about Laura. Laura, Laura. It's all good. So we don't have any guests on today because we just don't. I think it's just too nice out. People are finally, it's like 50 degrees out, and they're like, no way, not coming on. And also, did you notice that it didn't send that tell your followers you're on notification? It didn't give me that option. So I wasn't able to. Oh, well, we lost about 12 people, but whatever. It's okay. We'll put the replay everywhere. It doesn't matter. But I didn't get that notification that says, do you want to tell your followers you're live? Isn't that weird?
I got it for me.
Really? So you sent it out?
Yeah.
Huh. It's odd. Very odd. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to click on Laura's face here. I'm already following you. Okay, cool. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
So when you do a blab, are you planning questions beforehand?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Usually it's, well, Laura's supposed to be the guest, so I'm a little like kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. So I'm sure Laura has some things planned, but we're just kind of winging it at this point, James. But I have topics that I wanted to talk about, but it was niche audience, how to drive sales, which is the call to action, how to stand out from the competition as a clear leader. You know, that's one thing, you know, you are, when you're the sponsor and you're up there in front of 100 people talking about your company or introducing speakers, the perception is just, it raises your credibility up. So you're seen as a leader within that event at least. It
right.
shows that you're taking your business seriously and that you're putting yourself out there. Playing a bigger game, right, Laura? What sets you apart is important, setting yourself apart with something. Okay, yeah. Set yourself apart with the publicity. Yeah. Good. Yes, I agree. And then we were also going to talk about how to evaluate other sponsorship opportunities. I suggest you always ask questions. Don't just say, well, don't just take their word for it that it'll be a great opportunity unless they bullet out what exactly you're going to get in exchange for your money. You need to make sure that you're getting the good end of the deal. And some sponsorships require you to do work. They require you to promote the event. They require you to bring people to the event. They require you to do all kinds of things, which is fine, but you need to know that and be willing to put the time in to get that done. So it's not just dollars sometimes. Sometimes it requires a lot of time on your part too. My sponsorships, basically, I do all the work. You guys can just show up that day. If you promote the event, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate that. But you're not required to do that where you are. Some people have, some organizations, if you don't promote it and bring people to the event, you actually have to pay more, way more. Know what you're getting. Ask others who already sponsored. Yeah, sure. That's great. Good idea. Definitely. Talk to people that have done it. That's why I had you two on to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when I do an event and there's no one there, and the vendors are upset that no one's there, but they didn't actually help promote the event either. And that's kind of the responsibility of the sponsors to make sure the event sells out. Right. So when you tell me retweet this or send this to your people, I'm on top of it because I want it to be sold out so that, you know, I'm not talking to one person.
Right. Yeah, it's a no-brainer that you want to promote it because you want more people there, but you need to ask the organizer, how many people do you expect? Have you done this event before, and how many people have you gotten before? So it's not just all the vendors looking at each other. Because I used to do trunk shows. That was my thing. And then in that case, every vendor was required to invite 10 guests. So that was, but it's up front. You're told up front. It's this much money for a table and plus 10 people. And that worked well. Because if I had 20 vendors, that's 200 people invited, right? Plus all the people I knew. So vendor events have really dropped off attendance the last few years. Can you speak to why? Well, I stopped doing trunk shows years ago because Well, first of all, when I was doing them, it was great. We had like 120 people through here, and it was a rocking and rolling good old time. Cosmo fountains, cute Santa selling raffle tickets. It was awesome. But then everybody started doing trunk shows in their house. It was like every week you'd see someone else doing one. So finally it got a little saturated. So I stopped doing it, but I also wanted to kind of grow up and do something more. That's when I was like, bing, let's do a business support group. At the time, it was a networking group. Why have they dropped off in attendance the last few years? I don't know. Do you think it's because there's too many, or do you think it's just people are, I don't know. What do you think, James? Why do people tell you why they don't come nowadays? Because I don't have them anymore, so I can't say why now.
I mean, I know for me in New York, there's a bunch now. And so I've stopped doing a lot of the events in Manhattan because it's just not worth it. By the time I pay the vendor fee, I pay the tolls, the gas, parking to get in there, to come away with $200 or $300, like I take a loss and it's not even worth going in. So I think there's just too many events for me.
So it's the same thing that I ran into. There were too many.
Yeah, I think it's getting, everybody wants to do these events and it's great, but they don't also want to do the hard work that goes along with it. They just want to take the vendor fee and then that's it.
Yeah, except that's short-sighted because they're not going to come back. If you can't bring the people to shop, they're not going to come back as vendors next year. So that's just a short grab and go approach to things. So
yeah, and I noticed that in one event I did, like literally I sold nothing, which was the first time I've never sold anything. So that event didn't last very long because it burns through the vendors pretty quickly that, if I'm not making money and only 5 people show up to the event, I'm not going to tell my friends that are vendors to go do it. I can tell them the complete opposite, to just stay away from it.
Right. Yeah. We have the vendors. People can just be vendors at the conferences, but it's not a vendor event. There's limited time to have a vendor table, but you are allowed to sell. But it's about telling people on social, telling people on the website, announcing it at the event, making sure people are aware of all the people so that even though the time is limited during the breaks and before and after, it's not the whole time the vendors aren't open because we're in the conference most of the time. It has to be more about brand awareness and then some time to sell quick in the middle. But one thing I do that helps is I give everybody a vendor card. And if they stop at every vendor table and get them to sign off, they show me that they've stopped at every vendor table, they'll get entered into a raffle to win something. So it forces them to come have a conversation with every vendor. So that's good. That worked well. Yeah. But then we also take photos, and the photos always get amazing eyeballs. That's like the one thing on a Facebook page that gets a lot of engagement. So you'll post like a text, something or other on Facebook page, and you'll get, even with our 2,000 likes, we'll get 40 people see it. And then you post a photo album, it's like thousands of people could see it. The photo albums are huge, not just to get people to my page, but to get people's eyes on you. So that's why I take pictures at every event, because it's really valuable. People may not realize, they're like, don't take my picture. I'm like, you have to have your picture taken. I want to give you publicity, whether you like it or not. Right? Photos and videos are huge. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that Facebook Live that I did it from the business page. So I'm interested to see what the stats are on that, because I haven't done one from the page yet. I've only done one from my personal profile. And then you can also do Facebook Live from in groups now, which is awesome, which I did yesterday just to introduce my staff. But Laura, any parting words, my friend? I'm going to wrap this up. How about you, James? What else do you want to tell us a little bit about your company real quick so we can...
Well, now that Laura's on, I feel like I have to do my 30-second speech, but I haven't memorized it yet. I've just kind of have parts of it. So Grape Cat's an online vegan clothing and accessory store. We try to find American-made, recycled products, and we carry clothing and purses. So we try to make it easier for people to dress compassionately. We don't sell leather, wool, fur, silk. And you can find us at grapecat.com.
I've typed it in the chat so people can just click that. That's good. Well, thank you both for being here today and for being a sponsor for the October 5th event. Laura says, take advantage of all that network now has to offer. Sign up for everything so people in your network get to know who you are. Yeah, so Laura, you were a member years ago under a whole different capacity. You're back and you are rocking it. It's like people don't even realize, the ones that really step up and just like take advantage of all the opportunities, you're just seen as a leader so quickly. So yesterday I was talking with somebody and she was talking about a certain member. She was like, well, she's new, isn't she? I said, she's been here for 9 years, but she doesn't put herself out there and, you know, jump into that leadership role. Whereas Laura has been like a great example. She jumps on Blab, she comes to events, she sponsors, she's like getting involved, and now she's like looked at as one of the leaders of the network. So it's awesome. So go for it, Laura. You go, girl. All right, James, I guess we'll wrap this up. And thanks for joining me on camera, filling in for Laura, who's filling in for Mari.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.